What's going on, guys? Dean-Bryson here. Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well out there. So I wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about how I have transformed my self-confidence. Now, don't get me wrong, I can struggle with my confidence from time to time. Nothing that I'm going to share in today's video is stuff that I don't still suffer from. Especially during this lockdown period where I haven't been able to go to the gym, I haven't been able to express myself in the way that I like. So for example, fashion style is something that I care a lot about. I like to make an effort, I like to show my creative side by wearing clothes that represent the way that I'm feeling and all of that other stuff. So and also the fact that I haven't been around people very much. I've been in solitude, and a lot of my confidence comes from social situations. So confidence isn't something that you either have or don't have. It's something that comes and goes. It's something that can be worked upon, and something that you can build within yourself. Welcome back to my channel, by the way. For those of you that are new, my name is Dean-Bryson. I'm a men's life coach and personal trainer. I share videos every single week to help you guys out there to improve areas of your life, whether it's fitness and getting into shape, or whether it's social confidence, knowing how to make friends and talk to people you find attractive, or whatever. Finances, improve your financial situation. Just generally areas around your life that are going to help you to feel more confident and better about yourself. Now, obviously, as I've said, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my own confidence and what my issues have been in terms of feeling confident about myself and how I have gone about improving them. So just before we start, I want to make the distinction between self-worth, self-esteem, and confidence. So self-esteem, self-worth, these things are internal. So someone might appear to be confident on the outside. They might be socially confident. They might be good at speaking to people. They might have a relationship. They might be super, like they might express themselves in a way that comes across as being very confident, but internally they might feel not very good about themselves. They might feel unworthy. They might have a lot of issues going on. So internally, that's more self-worth, self-esteem. Externally is more confidence. Now I want to talk about both of these different things. I think they're both equally important. Our confidence that we experience on the outside, externally, is going to help us to feel more worthy about ourselves, and vice versa. So you can't really talk about one without talking about the other. But for me, growing up, I played a lot of football, soccer. For those of you that are in the US, I had girlfriends when I was young. I was, fairly confident when it came to speaking to new people, and I didn't really have any issues with confidence in that external sense. It was only when in my teenage years that I started to develop. Well, I didn't develop very early on. I was seeing a lot of the other guys develop physically, become stronger, start to look more like men. I was having a few issues at home. My childhood best friend, decided to part ways with me. Like stop talking to me and stuff like that. So, that had a damaging impact on my confidence and on my sense of worthiness, and that led me to to sort of change my identity to be completely honest. I went from being very extroverted, very socially confident, I didn't really care what anyone thought, to then being very insecure, doubting myself a lot, becoming very quiet, very introverted. And it's only in the past couple of years where I've learned how to be more of myself, to be more socially confident, to be more extroverted, which is how I naturally am. And I'm not saying that I regret what happened in the past, because I think that my introversion, my self-awareness is good to a certain extent, because it stops me from getting too much into trouble and associating myself with wrong people and all that other stuff. So I think that a balance is always good, but I am very blessed that I have started to become more of myself, come back to myself as someone who is more socially confident, who expresses themselves, who's happy in their feminine energy and isn't trying to prove to the world how masculine I am. And that has taken a great deal of inner work, and it's taken a great deal of time as well, and a lot of self-development. So I started on this journey of developing my confidence probably be about 5 years ago. I'd had a bit of a heartbreak, and I started reading personal development books. So the first book that I read was like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Started watching a load of Tony Robbins, and I read some other books as well. One of the other good books I read was the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But I've read, over this course of 5 years, I've listened to tons of audiobooks, read loads of books, and some of the things that have helped me on my journey of becoming more confident is, firstly, number one is getting into fitness. So I got into fitness in probably 2017, properly in 2018. Basically, I broke my leg. I was always used to playing football, as I said, and playing a lot of tennis. And when I broke my leg, wasn't able to do any of that. So I started to train, started to work out, and I really started to enjoy it. I enjoyed being on my own, working on myself, improving my physique, because I've always been a little bit vain and cared quite a lot about the way that I look. And I could see those results. I could see my body starting to change, especially when I started to gain more knowledge about what to do in the gym, like what exercises to do with weights and all of that other stuff, which I won't talk about today in too much detail. But yeah, my fitness journey has taken me to a point where I train pretty much every single day. I'm confident in what I'm doing in the gym, and I'm confident in my physique and what I see in the mirror, and that makes a huge difference for me, because I am quite an extroverted person. I take a lot of my confidence, as I've already said, from the external world, from approval, from validation, from people looking at me and thinking, oh, that guy's impressive, kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying that you should rely completely on that for your self-confidence, which is what I'm gonna talk a little bit about now. So basically, I got completely shredded in 2019. I was in the best shape of my life, but I was also very miserable. I was depressed, and I had no social life whatsoever, and I had very little social confidence as well. I wouldn't be able to express myself to anyone. I wouldn't say what was going on in my mind. I wouldn't really tell people what my opinions were, my views, my beliefs, and a lot of that is down to the fact that I've been on social media for about 5 years now, and when I first started posting on social media, I didn't really get much attention. I didn't get anyone watching my videos, didn't get really anyone commenting, and after a while I actually started to get a lot of criticism, people not agreeing with my opinions and my beliefs, and after a certain while I just kind of started to to think that I was just going to get attacked and criticised whenever I expressed myself openly. So that I kind of took that from social media and out into the real world, and I just would be very quiet. I'd always take the role of listening to people, and I'd never fully express my views, my opinions and stuff like that. And that was a big part of me, because when I was growing up, I never cared anything at all about that. I'd always express my opinion. I didn't care what other people thought about it, if they thought I was wrong, whatever, it didn't really bother me. So yeah, going back to the fact that I got into really good shape, and then realised that I was unhappy, and I decided to make a change about it. So I took myself away to Spain. I completely changed my environment, went to a beautiful city called Malaga, and just spent a lot of time on my own. And don't get me wrong, like, I've been someone who I never had a serious relationship. I haven't always had many friends, so it's not like I haven't been spending time on my own at all. Like, it's something that I do a lot, but it's kind of different when you change your environment. You put yourself in an uncomfortable environment where you don't know. You don't know I didn't know the language. I didn't know the landscape. I didn't know anyone there. It's very kind of isolating, but it was also, it took me out of my comfort zone and allowed me to explore new parts of myself that I didn't know existed, or that I've forgotten that had existed. And I think just generally being in a beautiful place where the sun was out, being by the ocean, not feeling like I'm obligated to spend time with people, I'm just talking about like seeing family or spending time with friends. I didn't have to do any of that. I had to just make my own decisions. I didn't feel obligated to anyone, and I just felt completely free. And yeah, with all that free time that I had to myself, I reflected a lot on my childhood, on what had happened to me, and the self-awareness that I've gathered over the last 5 years helped me to do that. Obviously the fitness that I've done has allowed me to do that, because it provides like a structure, a lifestyle around you that can support you to go a little bit deeper within yourself and work a little bit more on some of the deeper issues, deeper insecurities that you have about yourself. Things that I've carried from childhood about feeling inadequate because my dad left, feeling insecure about my manhood, because I've always been more emotional, more expressive, and feeling like because of that I haven't necessarily got the stuff in my life that I would want, like having a long-term relationship, having a girlfriend, or having more success in my business. A lot of that stuff I was blaming on the fact that I wasn't traditionally masculine, and because of that I was trying to be masculine, trying to be the macho alpha male, when in reality that isn't really who I am. I'm a lot more emotional, expressive, creative than the majority of guys out there, and that is something that I need to start stepping into, and something that I learned to start stepping into whilst I was away in Spain. I reconnected with that part of myself, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely magical. So I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad that I changed my environment. So I would just want to wrap up this video just by saying a few things that I feel will help you to improve your confidence. So that is, firstly, to start becoming more self-aware, and the way that you do that is by reading self-help personal development books, or hiring a coach, listening to podcasts, basically listening to anything that is about confidence and increasing your self-worth. Secondly, to work on your fitness. Working on your fitness is so key because it builds your self-discipline and self-respect. So even if you aren't confident in other areas of your life, you know that you've always got that as a fallback, and that can be really, really powerful in getting you to start doing other things that you find more uncomfortable, like talking to new people, talking to girls or guys, depending on what you're interested in. You know, going for job interviews, whatever. You know, fitness can help you feel a lot more confident in those things as well. So fitness is something that I definitely recommend. And thirdly, changing your environment. Go take yourself away to a different country, or go and live in a different city for a while. Take yourself out of your comfort zone, out of your natural environment, because you know you've got a lot of roots there. Your identity is actually rooted in the place that you are. And for me, I grew up in Cambridge. I've lived in Cambridge for most of my life, and in some sort of way my identity, who people believe that I am based on what I was presenting, you know, that can become an identity that gets a little bit stuck. So when you change your environment to somewhere where nobody knows who the hell you are, you've got an opportunity, you've got a fresh clean slate, and you can be whoever you want to be. And I think that's powerful, something that you can step into to discover new parts of yourself. And I think that will really help you to improve your confidence. So that's all from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments section below if any of this stuff resonates with you, or if anything you've done has helped you to feel more confident. Check out my new ebook, which I've written about the 4 pillars of core confidence, which I will leave in the description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.